We are delighted now to be joined by the Chief of Police in Rochester, Steve Schettenhelm. Did I get that right, Steve? Am I close?
You did. Very good.
Very
Well
good.
done.
I had some dental work recently, so it's really hard to get these multi-syllable words out. So thank you. Chief, how are things going in Rochester?
Things are going well. I think we've got great community support, and our residents are certainly rising up to the challenge of this pandemic, and I think things are going well.
Well, it hasn't been easy. Certainly, we salute you. I'm really glad to have you on the air today, and we salute you along with all of our other first responders. I mean, no one really knew what was coming, and you, like the folks at Oakland University, had to shift and pivot and adjust, and you've all done well. So now we're starting to come into the backside of this as businesses start to open up. We start to see a little bit more travel and more people on the roads in the coming weeks. Is that going to change things, and are you planning for that shift as well?
Well, I think in some ways we're looking forward to it because it's signs of business as usual, and the ability for people to move around and interact and do those things still with social distancing and safety in mind. So I think that's going to be, the next challenge is just to look and see what the future is going to hold and how to continue to keep everybody safe. I mean, one of the overall challenges in this is that, in most cases you look back at history and you say, well, what did we do the last time we had a pandemic? And we don't have a pandemic handbook where we can look it up and see what we did. So everything that we and others are doing to respond to this, we're kind of inventing on the fly, and hopefully we're meeting the needs of the public we serve well.
And it can't be easy for you and other law enforcement. And we've talked to, the folks in all of our communities. Glad to connect with you today. But it really can't be easy. Typically over your career, you've been enforcing very well-documented law. Well, the law these days is coming out minute by minute, changing second by second. It comes out, Attorney General needs to give us an interpretation so we understand it. That can't make it too easy for you and your officers.
I think most people have been responsive. They kind of look at what is the overall goal of the governor's orders and what is trying to be accomplished and respond well to it. So, there have been issues that we've tried to look at and resolve, kind of, again, with that overarching goal of safety in mind. And people have been, for the most part, very understanding and responsive when we try to work through those things with the individual business.
Yeah, I think for the most part, and again, in most of the communities we've been talking to law enforcement, for the most part, it's been a nice, gentle reminder. Not everyone, it's hard enough for us as media folks and you as law enforcement to even keep up with the changes. So I guess on some level it's understandable if a citizen isn't exactly clear on what the law is today. Yeah, is that correct?
True. That's true.
Okay. So anything else you'd like to add? Anything you're running into in the community that you think would be helpful for people to know?
Well, I just think, our reminder to people as we kind of, as you point out, get into this next phase is that we just don't get complacent. We want people to be able to enjoy each other's company and to, be able to return to business as normal as quickly as we can. But on the other hand, we just can't be complacent. The virus is out there. I think it's hard to find anyone now whose life hasn't been touched by it through a friend, a neighbor, or a family member. And so we all know certainly what the outcome can be of obtaining and getting the virus. And so it's just important that we keep that in mind as we get into this next phase, that we have to put safety as an important mindset to not let our guard down and keep those precautions up.
Steve Schettenhelm is the Chief of Police in Rochester. Chief, all your officers doing okay? Have you have people that have gotten sick, or how they doing?
No, we have been very, very lucky. We've had a couple of scares of people. People can still get sick. They can get colds and the other types of flu. So we've had a few scares that we've had to work through. We've been fortunate to get people tested, but everybody has come back negative. So we're very thankful for that.
All right, I just want to give you one final note. If you see a kind of a big guy riding a Harley Davidson looking motorcycle with a helmet on and a bandana, that might be me. So I love riding through your community. You have you have a beautiful community, and
Thank you.
I think riding my motorcycle is one of the things that we're allowed to do.
Yes, sir.
So we've been doing that, and I had a nice ride in Rochester and Rochester Hills yesterday. I look a little funny when I got my bandana and my big face shield. Tyler, it almost looks like PPE, my big face shield on my motorcycle. But
Almost.
I'm just doing my thing out there, and I like everybody else. We're doing our thing. We're trying to enjoy our lives, but do it safely. And I thank you for everything you're doing in the community. We appreciate you coming on, and we'll keep in touch. And please extend our thanks to your entire staff and all the first responders in Rochester.
Well, it's been very heartwarming. I often tell people if the virus doesn't get us, it's probably going to be from all the food and treats and things that people have dropped off to us here at the station to take good care of us. So we certainly appreciate everything the community does for us, and all those waves, and thank you. They do mean a lot to us, so thank you.
And Chief, I give you an A+ on the Zoom backdrop there, the big police badge you got. That was nicely done. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Joining us via Zoom, the Chief of Police of Rochester, Steve Schettenhelm.